known as a very lavish person. He's got a cellar full of most of the most expensive. So the others buy cars. He just buys different. The others like to come publicly and expose. Chiwenga also gifts people. He's gifted people my Rolls Royce. He's gifted them expensive my Rolex watches. It's just he does a different style. And when you say that he will never point at the president, of course, that is realistic. Even Emerson Mnangagwa never pointed at the president. But if you look at his response, which is the same letter, we clap hands for the general. Chiwenga also does not point at the president. He points at criminals around. Normally, people who are outside of ZANU-PF. That's why we have been given these outside of ZANU-PF people to attack. And that is what even Mnangagwa did. When he replied to Jonathan Moyo's Blue Oceans document, read his response. He chucks everybody under, but never mentions Mugabe, never mentions Grace, never mentions people in Politi Bureau, never mentions same thing that General does. He only points the finger at these outsiders, the ones they've created to be the attacked, the good cop, bad cop. And he has also been very kind to the president, same as Mnangagwa used to be kind to Mugabe. He will always, after he said his speech about his Wikananda, listen to what he says about the president after every speech. He's also been like Emerson Mnangagwa. So we are living the same cycle of reverse psychology that you are trying to say, that he can't attack the president. Nobody does that. Neither did ED, and he is not doing it. But all of them will create a circle of criminals around the president. And these people were only brought into the mix of ZANU-PF so that we can associate them with ZANU-PF. Bakaravari attacked on the outside. Wicknell was never liked before. Kudata Kure's issues started way before Achitora, SDHH. We all know all those things. That happened even before he was brought into the Politi Bureau. So it's a convenient manufacturing of these outsiders being brought in as if the party itself. So the party is staying intact, but it can shelter itself from these tremors. My factions have always been there from 1963 when ZANU-PF was worse ones. But what I'm saying is the realness of this is not there. In the past, when ZANU-PF attacks, there will be both attacks, same people giving each other the same. There's no energy that is being brought to the general. None at all. That is where the manufacturing comes. They just slice on the side, and he also just goes for those convenient to be attacked people. He's never attacked anybody. And right. The same rhetoric about anti-Cape 3. He joined the bandwagon when it was already hot potato out here.
Right, okay. Right, okay. Regret from Mary, guys. Can I bring in Ron Plus into the conversation? Ometa into the conversation. Konzanani into the conversation. And then Shumbela into the conversation. Let us go in with that order, please. So Ron Plus, Ometa, Konzanani, and Shumbela. That two family. You, Dr. Rena, see you. I'll come to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Jared, and everyone else that is online. I have listened for almost maybe half a day. I have questions and maybe suggestions, but the most pressing thing right now is what Masi said about the general. Most of the things that she has said, corruption, and working with his colleagues in ZANU, Diamond and all that, that is true. I don't think there's anyone that will deny that. That is very true. Yes, the Diamonds were looked after by the army, but how did the army go there? It's those chiefs up there, the Mugabes and Mnangagwa. I believe that what is happening now is actually a repeat of what happened between Mugabe and Mnangagwa. Mugabe was the president, but Mnangagwa was running the show. he cleverly arm-twisted Mugabe, and Mugabe thought he had a very good deputy. The worst problem that Mugabe had was trusting Mnangagwa. I don't know whether he just trusted him or he over-trusted him. Mnangagwa let him go until he felt it was convenient for him to take over. No one here will say the general was clean, had clean hands. He did everything that they did, just like Comrade Geza said. Comrade Geza even apologized. He said, I did everything within ZANU, and I apologize. I know it was bad. He knew. At that point, yes, people thought he was using them. And they said the same things, that he was being sent by ZANU PF, Mnangagwa. I'm hoping people realized in the end that he wasn't being sent by Mnangagwa. They had their own problems. As someone said, it will be best for us to use the splits that are within ZANU PF. Personally, I don't believe an outsider can take over from ZANU PF based on what we have seen. That won't happen. There is a challenge, of course, with someone from inside. There's lack of trust. Yes, the general is talking the talk that we all believe in, but people won't believe him. I saw Geza, each time he made a speech, the only person that Mnangagwa listened to was Geza. Mnangagwa cancelled trips. Mnangagwa shut down parliament for more than a month, just because Geza had encouraged MPs to impeach Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa listens to Geza. There are smart people here, but most of us kept on saying, oh, they are using us like the way they did before. That was our best foot forward. We would have opened conversations on what next, what do we do next? And we saw what happened after his death. That is playing all over again. We are not saying the general has a clean past. Yes, he was leader of the army. I actually was listening when they were talking of to what's his name, to Trangirai coming up. He was used. The general was used by Mnangagwa when they said, "Oh, the army will not salute someone that doesn't have a history of the liberation." Chiwenga himself did say that right there. Guess what? Now it's him who is being played by Mnangagwa. He is where we are right now. He is now facing the devil that we've faced all along. And honestly speaking, I would want those people that say Chiwenga is not the right person forward to move us forward. What is their option? What are their options? What options do they put forward for us as Zimbabweans to follow? I personally think he is our best foot forward with no other option. ZANU PF will only be conquered from within. And once we have an opportunity to have a discussion with Chiwenga, we should let him know what we dislike, and we should let him know what we want to happen. ZANU PF, they have told us more than 1,000 times that they will not change. Anyone that wants change should go and fight their own war. So brothers and sisters, we are not foolish to think that Chiwenga is the best person we can work with to take us out of Mnangagwa. For me, anything else is better than what we have right now. So I would like to hear from Mercy and others. What do they want us to do? Yes, the general doesn't have clean hands. All these genocidal violence stages that we've gone through, he was a general, but we all understand how generals work. They don't decide to go to war. They are ordered. So I think let's look at it from both sides and come up with a solution. I would like to hear what Mercy and others, respectfully, I respect Mercy a lot. What do they want? What is the solution? Thank you.
No, I think you should support him. You should support him. It's your right to do that. And whilst you support him, you can also ask for elections and go and vote for him. That will be okay too. There could be elections in 2028. You could even ask for the elections to be sooner. And he can be voted for. I mean, he had the right to be voted for. If Mnangagwa hadn't taken out the running mate clause, you would have had a chance to vote for him. He saw that cap 2 and he ignored it. That was a chance for him. But I don't hold it against you. He's your option. And if elections come and he has transformed and he's the statesperson and he has revolutionary mantra and he's changed, vote for him. But in this new plan, I would put the question to you, to save you what you want him to do outside of a proper democratic process. How does he save you from cap 3? What does he do? What is he supposed to do? Coup Mnangagwa? What is this action that he would do to stop Mnangagwa? If he does it, that's what he does.
So can I try to put a point there on what does he do? Am I free to do that?
Go on.
Okay. So what essentially the situation we are having right now is the cap 3 has got better chances of pushing us towards referendum. That is according to what we are having as options right now. We've got the best we can have right now is a referendum. Otherwise, anything outside the referendum that comes through from the courts, from the constitutional courts, this is so far the best option that we are waiting for right now. Otherwise, besides that, as a movement of people and people uprising, I think that one we should accept. My chances of kuti vanhu vazoita revolt or rise against cap 3 must never look. I'm positive, I'm pessimistic, but just telling from what is happening on the ground, those chances are very slim. Yes, people might rise or they might come from everywhere or somewhere, but what I'm seeing right now is the best option that we are having, or the only option that we are looking at that is very realistic, is us having a referendum that comes through the constitutional court. That is my opinion. I might be wrong. That is issue number one. So if it pushes us to a referendum, this is where the general comes in to say the referendum now will be voted by people who are inside ZANU-PF, who do not want these practices. It's not that everyone in ZANU-PF believes cap 3 is okay, it's fine. They don't. That's why you heard them speaking. They don't want secret ballot voting. So they spoke against the secret ballot because they know that inside people are not happy with this cap 3. So the general's effect now will come in the time of referendum to say we've got our people in opposition that are against referendum, who are naturally against the whole thing of ZANU-PF and everything. That is issue number one. On top of that, we've got a section or another people who are within ZANU-PF who are against Cape 3, but they like ZANU-PF, but they are against this guy extending his room for more than 2 years. Who happens to be one of them is Chiwenga, because he would want also to have power before he dies. That is what I think. Maybe he is not interested or not, but that's what I tend to think is more likely. He's more likely to want also to be in power. So he will also be joining the opposition plus these guys. That's how we win the referendum. So it's the opposition plus the those that are against Cape 3 who are within ZANU-PF, who overturn Cape 3 to make it a failure. That's why ZANU-PF does not want to go to referendum, or these Ganandas do not want to go to referendum, because they know they are challenged by people who are naturally opposition. They are challenged by people who are inside ZANU-PF but are against Cape 3. So the effect of having the opposition people who are in ZANU-PF is a very huge effect for now, because for now we are not faced with the good or the bad or the right, Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong. For now we want to save the space to have democracy in Zimbabwe, because once that space is closed, surely we won't speak about opposition or anything other than ZANU-PF after the passing of this Cape 3. Because once Cape 3 passes, automatically it means the rural vote is gone by the chiefs. The chief will control everything. They used to do it. They were doing it. It was lots of like covered up. This time they are not going to cover everything up. They'll come out openly, and the chief and Sabuku nema chiefs and Pamberi hakuna munhu anoenda back. So this is what we are saying. What is important, the biggest goal that we are fighting right now is not fighting about winning or taking out ZANU-PF. Is fighting for the Cape 3 to get away, or for us to get rid of the Cape 3, because if we fail, no matter how good or how strong an opposition will be, ground rebel rinenge rakato kanganisika zvokuti harichatambiki bhora, because essentially what these guys are doing is to make sure kuti they know kuti hatichato-electiwi going forward, ZANU yakutoluza. Saka how do we win? How do we take power? How do we make sure that ZANU is in control until forever? They make sure one, vanoisa maseats are non-electable. Iwo waya kuti masenator 10 anoisa wake mukati. 2, they make sure machiefs anovhota. 3, iwo bhavaisa zvana delimitation zvazvokuti area cheZimbabwe chiya chachinongogugwa chitonzi maplaza atowana MP. So they've got a number of MPs that they can chop and make yavanoti gerrymandering. What they did kunana America, kuti like what happened in Zimbabwe, zvazvongoti kubulawayo kunenge kune ma MP3, and then wenda kugokwe kune ma MP3 kune ma MP10. Saka this is how and you look, they want to control everything kusvika kunana toba mdede ku register. So they've got this mechanism to control the whole system. Election, so election is now fruitless, election is now worthless or meaningless. So this is what we are saying. For now we need that segment, we are nevanhu vari anti-Cape 3 vari mukati, so that they can help us overturn this referendum. After referendum yapfuura, it means the political field yedu, though yakaipa maipiro yakaita, but it's better than kwatava kuenda, because tikaenda kuseri kweCape 3 yavako hakusina election angova hakusina election, yatongova ZANU kusvika tango zvavharana, because takutomirira magenerations evazukuru vedu kuti vazo-overturna the constitution, because literally ZANU beyond Cape 3 inenge yacontrola everything. Sorry, that was my contribution. Yainterjectwa ndichida kupinza pokuti why tichiona kunaka kwa general kana kuti ka importance kawo kuti vanotibatsira papi patiri kuona kuti panenge pakanakira general. It's not kuti we want him into power. Yeah, anogona kungozopinda into power by default because pamwe zvangozoitika, but kuti apinde mupower tichine field, political field sina kuchinjiwa zviri nani, tinge tine munhu akaipa tine political field iri nani than kuti tinge tine munhu than kutozoshaiwa political field zvachose, because zvatachibata tichitaura pamusoro pazvo zvemachifu achinovhota nemaheadman nelimitation yekugura maareas vachicreata mauyu nekuelecta maparliament, because essentially delimitation tells you the number of MPs vanonopinda parliament, the number vanonopinda parliament, anenge achizobata nyanga wachona anokontrola, because anenge ane 10 vanhu vasina kuelectiwa on top of vagara varipo izvezvi 10% vagara varipo owedzera vamwe 10. It means kuti literally hapana opposition paichazopinda muparliament ikawina ikazovhota ikawina. That's essentially what it means. So what we are saying is the effect yevanhu vari anti-Cape 3 vari muZANU PF yakakosha pakuti vanotibetsera kuoverturna referendum which is currently the best option so far yatinayo yatakamirira, because besides referendum I may know maybe pane zvimwe zvingaitika zvisinga, but literally as we speak zviri paground the only way yatakamirira, I don't know, I stand to be corrected, maybe kune imwe way yekuita uprising and everything, but I can't see that one visibly kuti uprising ichichinja chii. Ndakatarira chunhu chingatochinja zvinhu for now ndimadhuku neconstitutional court ichirekomenda kuti vakomana indai kureferendum. Pareferendum pacho we can't win referendum for tisina vanhu vari muZANU PF vari anti Cape 3. That's my contribution. Pandazopindira wapa ndichida kuonesa kukosha kwakaita kana kuti why tizopedzera takuti general ngavapinde, because vari kutipawo mamavotes atiri kuda pamberi apo. Ndofunga ndapedza.
See the general
Right.
vote
Thank you very
in
much.
parliament.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but
So you see the general
enough with the
vote
question.
in parliament.
Enough with the question. Enough with the question. Kuti pesa apagapa. You guys are fighting to stop this. So why hasn't he come out with his goons or whoever is with him?
But strategy aitwe ka zvechibhukubu kudaro panguva yakadai nayangu.
Aiwa kabatika saka isusu toita bidding yake.
Aiwa ka inzwa zviri kuitika panapa.
Eh.
Tese tiri maZimbabweans handiti. ZANU PF ndanzwa panapa ZANU PF ichinzi iri kuguruma munhu. Kana uri munhu ari very observant of ZANU PF politics kubvira kudhara, you realize kuti muZANU PF hamutorina democracy. They don't believe in grooming.
God.
The next leader kubvira nguva yehondo vanhu vaita zvekubvutirana, panofiwa you are forced to retire, unodzingwa basa or something. Hakuna munhu akambonzi anogadzira mumwe munhu as a successor. Mugabe akashaya successor. Because culture, wait.
No, you are teaching us.
No, inconvenient. Yeah, no. That was an inconvenient.
No,
that
you
was
don't
an
know your
emergency
history.
choice.
Mugabe was when they displaced his thought.
Mina ndipedze ndandanzi ndoze after mudaro ndiri kumhanya pane kwandira kudai. Saka zvinoitika ndezvekuti ZANU PF haife they don't believe in continuity, inheritance or what. Unofana kubvuta kana uchida simba racho. Saka culture iyoyo kandoinota ndi opposite kana zvichinzanzi pane munhu anonzanzi anogurumiwa kunzanzi vari kugadzira picture yekunzi product yedu iri kuuya ndeiyi. ZANU PF yakapera kudhara anko. musambofe makanyeberwa. Zviri kuita izvezvi zvigeneral zvavari as a person right now has nothing to do with the party. Is self-made nemudzimai wake uya. That guy is just a reflection of his new page life make. Hapana munhu ari kumuguruma. Hapana kana munhu ari kumuguruma. MuZANU-PF hamuna gurumi yekunzanza ato ende munomutengesera product iyi. Munobvutwa simba. Mugabe akabvutira Ndabaningi zvichienda zvakadaro. Muri kunzwisisa? Ndo culture yavo. Saka munhu akazvimirira, yes, munhu wese ane history yake. Hapana mutsvene. Tikada kuzvitarisa whether kuopposition chaiko chaiko kutori nevanhu vakafa vachirwira hondo dzevanhu vari mumaoffices, kutori nezvitunhawo kuopposition. Saka hapana mutsvene, but nguva ineyi yatasara tikada kuita maemotions ka munogona kusara usina chawakabata ukada kuita makaro. Manyisana nechinhwani. Usade kuti hanzi inini kana pasina wandinoda inini ngazvife nekuti uri musafe zone. Munhu izvezvi zvandiri kunyebera ari munyakanyaka ane possibility yokukwanisa kuti ayamisa izvamuri kuita izvo. Hakuna munhu andirambidza vanhu kuti hanzi vasavhoti. Handibvumirane nazvo. Yes, ndiri mupavha zvangu but izvi zvimavakuzvinyanya. Dai anga akaipa kaingoti pamberi nazvo. Munoda kuti ichi ndinokurovai. But abuda pachena zvinhu zvisati zvakamboitika. Mnangagwa cheche ari vice president waMugabe. There's never a day Mnangagwa called out Mugabe. Even zvechibhende. The most that Mnangagwa did was to have that maga and I'm the boss. That was the most. Hakuna zvinhu zvakadaro uri VP appointed by president. Wonyomba uchishoropodza munhu akakuappointa iwewe. No, it shows kuti uri munhu ane firm standing. Saka chinenge chasara chii now? For you kuti wakutanga kuti people should believe in this. Kwete kubatirira. Iwo wacho you are complaining but hauna solution. Anenge aripo anokwanisa kuachieve solution. Ari kuti uyu akaundibatsire kana kuti undisumudze ndiite zvandinoita kuti tese tigare. Woti ayo hauite. Iwo hauite. Nditodi garai naye uya handidi zvangu.
Yakanyora foni rudzi.
Handidye chikafu kana chichibva uko. If you can cook, you're not in comfort zone, you can afford to wait and try to cook up maybe another opposition. You can afford to delay. Asi munhu ari munzara izvezvi.
Hakuna notification yefana kuya kuGalaxy A13 inoi.
Yakanyora kuti A10. Regendite recent.
Yaite resave because inini ndakatondoboda kuti yakauya ku A13 inoi pandakaisa mucomputer chichi. Yekunyora zinhamba yeye kuti ndonyora zinhamba ndoti what yes chichi.